This podcast is brought to you in part by Coke, Buffalo Wild Wings, Southern Immediate Care, Guaranteed Labels, Central State Bank, Sunrise Docks, Banker's Bounty, and Dr. Thomas Dudney. Now, back to Bubba on the Lake.
Hey, it's Bubba, hey, Bubba, Bubba on the lake. This is Bubba, hey, Bubba, Bubba on the lake. Yeah, he's got it going on, gotta come and check this. Talking people, talking places from Bubba's perspective. This is Bubba, hey, Bubba on the lake. Hey, Bubba, yeah, Bubba on the lake. Let's go.
Well, hello again, everybody. I am your semi-retired, mostly washed-up host, formerly of the Rick and Bubba Show, and now your host of Bubba on the Lake. Welcome, everybody. We hope that you had a great Thanksgiving and that you're having a good pre-Christmas season already. I know a lot of shopping going on. We're glad to be here with you from the Mellow Yellow Studio. Want to remind you, our website is bubbaonthelake.com. You can shoot us a message, an email at bubbaonthelake.com, or you can leave a message on our message line. That's 308-BIG-LAKE, 308-244-5253, or as I like to say it, 308-BIG-LAKE. Isn't that cool? Well, we got a lot going on. We had a great Thanksgiving. The kids were in. We didn't get to do everything Betty wanted to do. We mostly ate and laid around and watched football. Did not get into the board games that Betty was looking forward to. We'll talk to her about that a little bit later. We got a great show, by the way. David Beaman, who we had on the podcast back in the radio days, we were able to run him down again, and he is now the director of NASA's Space Launch System. And that is the apparatus and the operational part of the Artemis mission, which is going to carry men and women back to the moon and then on to Mars, hopefully. So we're going to catch up with him. They've got a very busy launch schedule the next year. And they are planning on putting astronauts around the moon. You know, the year before, I guess it was a year or 2 years ago, they sent the Artemis 1 up, and they went around the moon and came back. So they were kind of testing everything, and this time they're going to put astronauts on it, 4 of them. So that'll be exciting. We'll talk to him about that. I get jazzed when I talk about space stuff. Y'all know how I am. Speaking of 308 Big Lake, here is a comment we had on Thanksgiving.
Hey, Bubba, it's Karen. I hope you and Miss Betty had a happy Thanksgiving. Just wanted to let you know that I heard your story years ago about the dressing balls, and it sounded interesting because of all the crispy parts. So I have been making them that way ever since. We make the big batch like Betty does, and then I get a huge ice cream scooper or cookie scooper or whatever. It's real big, about the size of a billiard ball. It's perfect size. And I just scoop balls, and it holds its form, and I bake them like that, and then it's all rounded, crispy dome. But note to everyone who will try that, grease the pan, because otherwise you will have buttless balls, because when you pull them off the pan, all the rear ends will stick. So that's become our joke. Nobody likes buttless balls. Hope y'all had a happy Thanksgiving. Bye.
So there you have it, folks. A little tip so that you will not have buttless balls for Thanksgiving. Yep. That's what she said. Betty and I have had a conversation about this ongoing, and I think we're scared to try it for Thanksgiving. But I think what we're going to do is pick a month sometime in the summer and just experiment. And we're going to try to make Thanksgiving balls, because I do like the crispy part. And again, this year, I found myself going to the corners to get the parts of it that are more crispy than the others. And I thought, if we just had dressing balls, this would be, this would be all we need. So the seeds have been planted, and we are going to look at doing some type of Thanksgiving ball, but we're going to try it in the summer. And if it works out, then we may move to the big stage, so to speak. We were talking about everything that's going on, and I wanted to mention too our friends at Russell Lands. They're all in. I mean, they are all in on Christmas. They want you to just enjoy Christmas on every level, like treat your friends and family to an unforgettable meal at Spring House, Fanny's, or Kalijah Restaurant. If you're not familiar with these, they're all right there off Highway 63, which is just one turn off Highway 280. Easy to get to. You can also grab gourmet goodies and gift cards at Catherine's Market and Brew 63. If you're a lake lover, Russell Marine has apparel, gear, and accessories that you might actually use, and that you could give that to somebody. Great gift. If you have kind of run out of ideas for everybody. If you're shopping for a DIYer or a homeowner, Russell Do-It Centers and building supplies have tools, decor, and practical gifts that always hit the mark. The Russell Do-It Center may not be as big as some of the box stores, but it seems like they have the things that I want. I love going in there. I go by the one in Eclectic a lot, if you know where that is. And they just have the things that I need to use. So remember that. Russell Lands has all kind of goodies for your Christmas selection, and you're always needing stocking stuffers and all that kind of stuff too. So be sure to check them out for that. And we appreciate them being a sponsor here of Bubba on the Lake. All right, folks, we'll get started. We're going to head back, come back with David Beaman. We're going to try to track Betty down a little later. And this podcast has been delayed just a little bit. I've been having a head cold problem, may still sound a little stopped up. Been trying to work around some of that. But we, as the saying goes, the show must go on. So we'll get through this one way or the other. David Beaman coming up from NASA on the other side of these commercial messages. Thank you for being a part of Bubba on the Lake.
You're listening to Bubba on the Lake.
Hit me bad.
A production of Intergalactic Pants and Tees.
On the water or off, experience lake life to the fullest at Russell Lands on Lake Martin. Grab a latte at Brew 63, linger over lunch at Fanny's, or take in a Lake Martin sunset at Kalijah Restaurant. Whether you're here for the weekend or you've made your home at the lake, Russell Lands is where community and the land come together. To learn more about upcoming events, visit russelllands.com. Come see what lake life is all about.
Attention business owners, print buyers, and production managers. Guaranteed Labels is here to help you focus less on your printing, labels, decals, and focus more on growing your business. Guaranteed Labels wants to be your reliable printer. Quality, on-time shipments, and stock programs set us apart. If you're needing to focus less on your printing and more on your business, trust Guaranteed Labels, 205-640-4552 or GuaranteedLabels.com. Guaranteed Labels, still sticking since 1988.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
We're back, and we have a very special guest, David Beaman with NASA, who is a big part of the Artemis program. And if you have not seen the headlines lately, we're about to shoot 4 astronauts around the moon. David, welcome back to Bubba on the Lake. How are you doing?
I'm good, and thank you for having me.
David, catch everybody up a little bit. We had you on a podcast years ago on the radio show, but tell everybody a little bit about what you do for NASA and what you're responsible for.
Okay. Well, I actually recently just changed jobs. I'm now the program manager for the Space Launch System. Prior to that, I managed the systems engineering and integration for the Space Launch System, which basically meant I was responsible for all the engineering and integration of the rocket, but now I actually manage the whole program.
Well, it's always good to have more put on your plate, isn't it?
It is, and the bottom line was my boss, Mr. Honeycutt, he was the program manager, and he was asked by the agency to manage the mission management team. And so it gave me an opportunity to do his job, and so I willingly accepted it.
So, David, are you based out of Huntsville, or where do you work out of most of the time? I know you travel a lot.
Yes, sir. I'm based out of Huntsville, Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville. I do spend quite a bit of time down at Kennedy Space Center, though.
So you're in charge of the Space Launch System, which is currently carrying the Artemis rocket, which we had a test shot of that back really a little over a year ago now, where it went and it actually circled the moon and came back, but it didn't have any astronauts on it. But now you're going to do it with 4 astronauts.
Yes, sir. See, Artemis 1 happened almost 3 years ago, if you can believe it's been that long.
Has it been that long? Golly.
Yes, sir, it has. It was November 16th of 2022 when we launched. But we did. We went to the moon. We went around the moon. We tested out our systems. It was a fantastic mission. It gave us an opportunity to test the Orion space capsule. It gave us a chance to test the performance of the rocket, and everything performed really well. And so for the last couple of years, we've been getting ready for the Artemis 2 mission. Right now, we are currently scheduled to launch in what is called Launch Period 17, which will be in early February. And so the goal is to go back to the moon to carry 4 astronauts to test out our systems with 4 astronauts there and prove to us that we have a good consistent performing rocket and get ready to land on the moon in future missions.
So I know the overall plan was for Artemis 3 to land back on the moon with astronauts. Is that still the plan now? And how far out is that? I know there's been some delays with the lander and, these kind of things you expect. But where are you timeline on all that now?
Well, actually we're waiting on to see where the lander is going to hit. And so right now, the current baseline still has a landing on Artemis 3, and what we'll do is we're never going to push the technology. We let the technology push us. And so what we're going to do is continue our development activities with the lander. We'll go through Artemis 2, which is the mission we'll launch in a couple of months from now. In fact, I think we're like 45 days away from rolling out. And then we'll launch that mission. We'll evaluate the performance of the rocket. We'll look at the development activities with our partners, with SpaceX and Blue Origin, and then we'll make a decision when is the appropriate time to land on the moon.
So basically, if I understand what I have been reading about this, is SpaceX actually got the contract to build that lander, but they're running behind. And I think they have submitted a different design now that might be a little quicker to get done. But NASA has opened that back up. Is that correct?
Well, first thing is that's policy, and I don't really comment on policy.
Right.
That's something you'd need to ask our acting administrator. But we all have different pieces that we're supposed to do. Part of the lander portion was both to Blue Origin and SpaceX, and they had different timing on that. And so we continue to go down that. We partner with them. And like I said, when we have a lander and we're ready to go land on the moon, we're going to land then. We're not going to risk our astronauts until we're ready to go land on the moon. Well,
and, that's very wise. I mean, I don't think anybody wants that. But, It is kind of strange, I guess, that we were able to do that in the 60s, and now we're redesigning with new technologies to do it. Gosh, it's been, I have to slip my shoe off to figure it out. I mean, it's 50 years ago, and we're having to kind of redesign the wheel again, so to speak.
Well, and I would say it a little bit different. So what I would say is we're planning more challenging missions. We're planning on going and staying an extended amount of time on the moon. And that's way different than what we actually did in the 60s, right?
Right.
We went to equatorial orbits. We went to, and so what we're planning on now is going to the South Pole. That's much more challenging. We're planning on staying for an extended amount of time. That is more challenging. So it really depends on what your mission is. You know, what I would tell you is, you know, I go on vacation every year, right? Sometimes I go for 2 or 3 days, and sometimes I go for longer than that, and it really depends on how long you're going to go, where you're going to go, and what you're going to do is what capabilities you have to have in the rocket.
So the South Pole of the moon is a very interesting place to go, actually much more interesting than where we've landed before because they feel like there may be water there, right, under the surface?
Yeah. That's correct. So the resources is why we're going to the South Pole. You know, we've done a lot of research, a lot of development through the years, and so if you're going to go somewhere and you're going to try to use the resources that are there, it needs to be the resources that you need. And so and we feel like that there's a significant amount of water located there, and obviously water, hydrogen, and oxygen, you can convert those into fuel and oxidizers, and so. It's a more challenging place to go, but it also creates more opportunities for us to do science and stay an extended amount of time.
Talking to David Beaman, he is the director now of the Space Launch System, and we're getting ready for Artemis II coming up hopefully in February. This is a stepping stone. The Space Launch System is designed with bigger goals in mind, correct?
It is. It's designed for deep space exploration. And so we have several different versions of it. We have the Block 1 that we're currently flying, and then we will have a higher performing Block 1B, which has a new upper stage that we're developing right now called the Exploration Upper Stage, or EUS. And so the goal is to have an architecture that we can fly payloads to the moon, that we can enable flights into deep space, even going to places like Mars. And so it's designed to be an exploration class rocket.
Well, that's exciting. I mean, going back to the moon is cool, but when you start talking about going to Mars, boy, that's a whole nother animal, isn't it?
It is. It takes a long time to get there, obviously, a whole lot more energy to get there. And you have to understand that if we're going to send humans there, we have to be really confident that the systems that we're sending them on are going to keep them alive. You know, our goal... number one goal should be to protect the astronauts at all cost. The science is wonderful. The only reason we go to space is because of the science, right? And what it allows us to learn and apply down here on Earth. But the last thing we want to do is have a situation where we endanger the crew.
You know, David, I have to deal with some naysayers from time to time, and they literally drive me up the rocket. My favorite thing is to see somebody on the local news, and that video is being shot back through a satellite back to the TV station, and they're on their telephone, and they're telling the reporter that they don't think the money spent on the space program is worth it, and they're also taking pictures so they can post it on the internet that they were interviewed on TV. That drives me up the wall.
Yeah, I can understand that. You know, and we get asked questions like, why are we going back to the moon, right? We did that in the 60s. What I can say is you've been on vacation, too. Why are you going on vacation again?
Yep.
Because it's a different experience. It's a different situation. And the biggest thing, the moon is still the same as it was back in the 1960s, but we are different. We're very different. And so applying the things that we know now to space exploration, we didn't know those things back in the 60s. And so it's a different experience. It's a different opportunity for us to learn more, to test the limits of what humans' capabilities are. And quite honestly, so much technology comes out of the space industry that ends up applying to our daily life. And so, you know, we need to go back and look, and we need to look at things like the cell phone that you're talking on, right? the internet that you have,
all the computers.
A lot of the things, yeah. Well, your computers, and a lot of people don't realize the amount of medical research that's done in space is unbelievable, especially on the space station, and all of that benefits humanity.
Yeah, there's a matter of fact, some of it grown on the space station that we cannot grow on Earth because of the impurities, and that's just amazing to me. It's a program that gives and it moves us forward as a people. I mean, if you look at the big picture, you have to have those people who leave the comfort zone of their shores and go and explore. That's the only way we have been able to conquer the earth, so to speak. And now we have to do it with the solar system. And it's just amazing, all the things, I think, benefits that will spin out of this. On that too, and I know you probably can't comment on it, but the people that don't think we went to the moon, that's another bunch that drives me crazy that I have to deal with. And they have some of the greatest documentation and stories, but it's all just a bunch of hooey. And would you like to just say it's a bunch of hooey right quick for everybody?
Well, absolutely, I think it is. And, I grew up on the space industry. My dad worked for NASA, the Apollo program. He did a very similar job to what I'm doing now. And so I experienced it as a child. I got to see it. And to me, there's no question about it. I've spent a majority of my life dedicated to this country and to space exploration in general. I could have made a whole lot more money doing something else. Why would I sit around and do something that wasn't real, right?
Right. Yeah, it's just, when you think about somebody keeping a secret, there are no secrets anymore, and you know that. This would have been an easy one to bust. And I tell you, the people who would have loved to shine the light on it was the Russians, because they lost the race to the moon. If anybody had the ability to say this was a hoax, it was them, and they certainly would have done it if they could have spoiled the show, so to speak, and they didn't do it.
You're exactly right.
So, David, talk to us a little bit about the Artemis rocket. I know anytime you have a new design, you're going to have issues getting the kinks worked out, and you had a few of those last time, I know, with some sensors in the fuel tanks and all that. You can't just put a float in there. I mean, this is some pretty, this rocket fuel is some pretty corrosive stuff. You can't just stick a float in there and tell how much is in there, right? I mean, it's some pretty high-tech gauges that you have to keep up with.
Yeah, and of course, we were fortunate to have a lot of the pedigree from the Space Shuttle program and from Apollo. And like you said, the rocket did perform really well. We had a few things, and we learned things. They weren't things that challenged our capabilities, and they weren't things that challenged how we were ultimately going to keep the astronauts safe. But, we need to be a learning organization. And ultimately what we're trying to do is give the taxpayer, who really takes care of this program, the most bang for the buck. And so, we work through those things. We solve the problems that we find, and we find new ones, and we put mitigations in place so they don't happen in the future. And so, we did have some challenging times in trying to load the rocket. And, we had some of those challenges back in the Space Shuttle program, too. So,
right.
Ultimately, you have to learn the rocket, and we were learning the rocket. And so we learned the rocket. We were successful in launching Artemis 1, and our plans are to have that same level of success with Artemis 2.
David, I was fortunate enough. Now, I don't have a great track record of coming down to see launches, okay? I'm king of the scrubs. I'm like 1 in 5. But the one I did see go up, Space Shuttle, was one of the most amazing things I have ever seen with these eyes. And if people are interested in coming to see a launch, I'm sure, where do they go? The NASA website to find tickets to go?
Well, most of the actual on-site passes and everything are given through NASA, and most of those are already committed for this launch. With that being said, there's a lot of places off of Kennedy Space Center in the public realm that people can go down and stay in that area and watch a launch and never have to go on to the Kennedy Space Center to see it. So what I would say is you can get information on how our countdown is coming, You can go to NASA websites to see what the current status is. You can search for us on different platforms, and it'll give you the latest update information. We're excited about targeting early February. What I can tell you, though, is we're going to continue to do the test and check out of the rocket over the next month or so before we try to roll out in mid-January. And when the rocket's ready, we're going to launch. And we're going to take our time, and we're going to do it right.
David, I have kin folks and some other friends. They go down to Cocoa Beach, and they watch a lot of the launches. And as you said, this thing is such a show. You ain't got to be right up under it to get a good view of it, right?
No, you can see it from many miles away. It's pretty amazing what we're able to do. And, when I watch the other launch vehicles, they're amazing as well. We have different roles, right? And we have divided up, and we've partnered with our commercial partners to have different roles. So our rockets are different. They're designed for different things. With that being said, our goal is to come together in a partnership with industry, enable the deep space exploration, which includes going back to the moon over the next several years, and then going deeper into space later. So, we want all portions of the space industry to be successful.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, you've partnered with these other folks, and they're taking care of some of the low Earth orbit things, and NASA's doing some of the things that they can only do that they're really good at. And, if you're a space fan like myself, this is a great time to be alive.
It is. It's exciting. I've been blessed to be a part of it. If I wasn't part of it, I'd still enjoy it. To me, demonstrating what we're capable of and then taking that technology and applying it back here on this earth to make humanity better, I think that's the right thing to do.
Oh, absolutely. And, where you're not challenged, you're not discovering, you're not building, you're not stretching the imagination, you're not coming up with new computers and new chips and new material that you need to do this. And all of this stuff has a great spin-off use back here on Earth for us in everyday use. David, thank you for joining us, and we're going to try to keep up with you on this. I'd love to get down there and try to see this, because I know this rocket is quite spectacular when it takes off.
Yes, sir, and I appreciate the opportunity. We're blessed to live in a country where we can not only do stuff like this, but we can talk about it in public. It's going to be some pretty exciting things that happen over the next few months, getting us ready to launch Artemis 2. I hope I get to see you down there, but I'm looking forward to participating and playing a role in this launch.
Well, we'll be cheering you on either way. David, thank you for taking time with us. David Beaman, he's the director now of the Space Launch System, and Artemis 2, scheduled to head out with 4 astronauts to circle the moon, hopefully in February. And we'll keep up and stay in touch, David, on how that's going. Thank you for taking time with us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back in just a minute.
Where's Bubba?
I'll tell you where. He's on the lake.
When you need urgent care, Southern Immediate Care is here for you. Illness doesn't follow a 9-to-5 schedule, so we offer support 7 days a week at convenient locations throughout Birmingham and Northeast Alabama, dedicated to serving all ages from children to adults. Southern Immediate Care offers occupational medicine services, including DOT physicals and testing. At Southern Immediate Care, your health is our top priority. Visit southernimmediatecare.com or call 205-409-2794.
Illuminate your night fishing adventures with the ultimate in submersible fishing light technology. The Green Monster Fishing Light attracts bait fish and game fish in all water environments. Turn any dock into a vibrant feeding frenzy. Compact, tough, and energy efficient. The Green Monster Fishing Light will provide endless hours of family entertainment and enhanced nighttime visibility for safe docking. No dock, no problem. With our 24-inch portable Green Monster Fishing Light, start landing trophy fish tonight. Visit thegreenmonsterfishinglight.com.
Another staff meeting, another push for cross-selling. Another awkward silence. Then Banker Bounty happened. The first referral platform made just for banks. One app that empowers every employee, not just your top producers, to bring in business. No more spreadsheets, no more silos, just clarity, culture, and actual growth in real time. Banker Bounty fixes more than your referral program. It fixes your momentum. Go to bankerbounty.com, watch the video, book your free demo. Banker Bounty. Create, manage, and track referrals in real time.
Well, we're back, folks, and we have a very special guest with us this segment, the lovely Betty Lou. Betty, how are you, dear?
I'm doing good.
Well, we have Thanksgiving in the rearview mirror, Christmas in the windshield. We had a good Thanksgiving, I thought.
Yeah, it was good. I tell you, this time of year has come up on us quickly, it seems like this year, even more than usual. I guess I know it's what all the older people used to say, that it comes around quicker every year, and it sure does.
Well, it does, because I think, the only way we can sense time is by how long we've been alive. And, when you're 10 years old, a year is only a tenth of your life. So
right.
That seems like a long time, but when you're 60, it's come around, it's a 60th. So,
oh, I know.
It makes a big difference.
Don't remind me.
But we had a good Thanksgiving, but we didn't get to do everything on your list. I know you wanted to play some board games, and we basically ate and watched TV and slept.
Yeah, womp womp on the board games, wherever that sound effect is. But anyway, that'd be a big womp womp.
Wait a minute, I think I got it. There you go.
Hate it. Did not play one board game or
But
cards.
we did have some pretty good food.
We ate, and that's nothing unusual. Yeah, we always eat good. And I finished my decorating, I guess 2 days after Thanksgiving, maybe. I don't know. Something like that.
You got to jump, and we had a Thanksgiving tree, which was a tree that was not decorated.
Right. It is now the Christmas tree.
Now turns into Christmas.
That's right. So, anyway.
Well, it was good. I enjoyed it. There was a lot of good football games on, and we got to watch that.
Oh, no, honey, we watched some football, I tell you.
And, the dressing, it goes pretty quick. I mean, you have it for a day or two after, and that's it. Hey, wham, bam, she's gone.
I'm pretty much done with dressing once I've had it on Thanksgiving, though. I don't go for it, for leftovers. But, buddy, you and Hunter seem to love the dressing.
I wish
leftovers.
I could eat dressing and giblet gravy once a week.
Ugh.
Wouldn't bother me.
No, I don't like it that much. I mean, I like it, but I don't want it once a week.
Well, we've had this discussion over the years about Thanksgiving and about dressing balls, and you heard the phone call from Karen earlier. And me and you had been talking about it, and I think we ought to do this. Why not in the summer? Let's just randomly try it one time.
In the summer?
Yeah,
I don't know about balls of dressing in the summer. You know what I mean?
I mean, why? Who says it has to be in November?
Because the heat outside, I don't want a dressing ball or whatever, I don't think. You know what I mean? Maybe in the winter.
Let's try it and make sure we like it, and then we can roll it out for Thanksgiving.
I have a feeling you'll like it because you like dressing. So, I mean, that's not up for debate that you would like it or not. Now, I don't know this.
The things I like, I really like, baby.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. And I don't know about this buttless balls thing that she was talking about or whatever.
Well,
if you played that call.
You want to grease the pan. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because apparently you'll wind up with your buttless ball.
Yeah, and we don't want that. We've covered that already. But you're game to try it, though, right? And then maybe by Thanksgiving, we could have dressing balls next year.
And you've been wanting to work on your culinary skills, so maybe you should try it. I'll direct and kind of give you some guidance, and you could put together some dressing balls.
There's only so many skills I think anybody can have at any one time, and I'm pretty much maxed out right now in the electronic world. With all this going on and trying to stay ahead. And, oh my gosh. It's plenty.
My gift is not electronics or techie stuff.
But you have a lot of gifts, and I'm very thankful for those.
Yeah, I guess I do. I'd hate to have to list them because the list might come up a little short. Some of the gifts that I have, I think, just aren't, you're not able to list them. How about that?
Yeah, the Bible lists spiritual gifts. A lot of them that I have, I think, fall under the minor category. It doesn't make the cut. But
I'm good on hospitality.
There you go. And, you're always uplifting.
Yes.
You have the gift of encouragement for the most part.
For the most part.
Until it turns into the gift.
Until I need some encouragement, and then I start.
Until it turns into the gift of scolding.
Yeah.
I heard somebody say the other day, and this is right, especially with your spouse, you need to compliment them more than you scold them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we cover that. Yeah, pretty good.
And we're,
for the most part.
We may be a little out of balance. We'll look at that. But so Christmas dead ahead. Have you got your shopping done?
Somewhat. You still like a little bit, I think. I
know there's one gift under the tree that I wrap myself.
Yeah, I know. Yep. He's a good rapper, by the way.
Are you impressed I can wrap gifts?
Yeah. I think we're going to have to give our son a lesson.
Yeah, the last time I saw something he tried to wrap, it looked like it was just wadded up in a piece of paper.
Oh, me. Yeah, it was a Charlie Brown gift for under a Charlie Brown tree.
Well, my Aunt Bessie taught me when I was little, and we used to wrap a lot of gifts, so I got pretty good at it. I'm out of practice till I do one or two, and then I get it, and I can go.
Well, here comes Curly Hair Dog. I tell you what, and we had the door closed. She just raked it open.
How did she open that door?
Apparently, it wasn't latched all the way. Well, hello, Ruby.
She's missing you. So, what are our Christmas plans exactly? Do you have that laid out already?
We always do the same thing pretty much. We'll go to my folks before Christmas, and then on Christmas Eve, we'll do steaks on the grill usually, and haven't bought those yet, but I will closer to Christmas Eve. And usually watch Christmas movies. It's pretty laid back. And then Christmas morning we get up and I'll probably do breakfast casserole or sausage balls or a little bit of both, and we just kind of
Well, I feel like we've already got a pretty good jump on Christmas movies. I mean, we haven't watched a lot of the comedies, but we've hit that Hallmark. What's that other channel? Great American.
Yeah,
something?
Family or something. Yeah.
Now we've been hitting that pretty hard every night.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Huh?
Now, it starts in July, so
right. You get a good start on that.
Yeah.
As much as you plan, it is funny. You were talking about it. It just kind of sneaks up on you, doesn't it? I mean, it just
really
accelerates. It seems like.
Yes, it does. But yeah, it'll be good. I always enjoy steaks and all that, even more than the turkey and dressing. I know you probably don't, but.
Well, no, I do, and I need to be eating a lot of protein to make this knee heal up and rebuild and all that stuff. I'm probably not eating enough protein, really, truth be known, but.
Well, dressing doesn't have a lot of protein in it.
No,
Let's
I'm not
say
saying
that.
it does. I'm not even trying to imply that. That's just because we liked it.
Yeah, and the burned toast probably doesn't either that you like. For some reason, he likes burned toast, and that's not because I burn it. He burns it on purpose.
Yeah, I don't know. It's. I'm sure it's some vitamin deficiency or something. I don't know, but I do like it a little dark.
Which is fine with me. Whatever. He can get the toaster out and do that. That doesn't require.
Yeah, I need eggs probably a little bit more, but I'm not up to cooking them usually.
Yeah, again, your culinary skills. We could.
Well, I do. I wish I was better at cooking. I really do.
Eggs are not hard.
I have friends
scrambled eggs
that can cook, and it's like everything else. You got to get used to it. But
yeah, you do. So
it just hasn't been really in my wheelhouse for the most part.
Right. Yeah. Well, it used to not be in my wheelhouse, and I just kind of learned it. We ate a lot of hot dogs right after we got married.
Right, yeah. And I could cook those. So what are you wanting for Christmas, by the way? You haven't really given me a good list.
I think I have. Yeah, you've already got something wrapped under the tree. That's a pretty good list there.
Well, it may not be for you.
I know it is. It's got my name on it. You tried to disguise it. I saw putting a red label on a red package, but I saw my name. I hadn't went over there and shook it or anything.
Do you want?
I'm not going to say everything I want.
You're not going to tell me?
Oh, no.
I got to
I'll let
figure
you
it
know.
out.
No, I'll let you know.
You just won't say it on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to start listing everything. You know what I mean?
Because everybody will go get it.
I mean, world peace, and things
Sure,
like that.
sure. Everybody wants that. Mm-hmm. I think we can pretty much give up on that one.
Yeah, I think so,
It's nice
too.
to say it, but I don't think the reality of it is there.
I can't even remember now what I gave you as far as my list. But anyway, I guess you got it. Maybe.
Well, you'll have
You
something.
hadn't given me a list either. You always have to go buy your own because it's some crazy wire-fed welder or something. I don't know, or some microphone, this and that, or
Well,
some
at
gadget.
least it's something I use,
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the wire-fed welder. I'm not even sure we still have that, or if we ever used it. But
Well,
anyway,
not as much as I would have liked.
yeah, I don't. I think the
You
thought.
got to commit to welding.
Yeah, I was about to say. You talk about not in your wheelhouse. I don't think I've ever seen you weld anything.
Well, I did. Your dad taught me a little bit. He was a stick welder, but we got some welders in the family. But it's just I don't have that many things now. I used to that break that need welding.
Yeah. I can't say that I have a lot that breaks that needs welding. That's
And you really need somebody good at it when you have something broke.
Right.
You don't want to be practicing on a trailer or something.
No, let's don't do that. Yeah.
But we don't farm as much as we used to, so we don't have as many things breaking. And I just love this time of year. And I said earlier, I'm trying to live in the minute a little bit more this year, and kind of enjoy everything, on face value, because we take it for granted. And as we were talking about, a lot of the kin folks that we've had Christmas with have gone on to glory, and you don't have them anymore, so you got to enjoy every year.
You do. Yeah, we had the big Bussey Christmas yesterday, and it was a somewhat slim crowd, but it was a lot of fun catching up with everybody, the cousins and whatever.
Yeah, it was all my cousins, and the original brothers and sisters have all passed, and their spouses. Mm-hmm. So it's all cousins now. Yeah. And I have a luncheon today for some cousins on the other side of the family. So
yeah,
looking forward to seeing them. But I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying it and getting to spend more time with you and Hunter, and hopefully Caitlin will get in here and we'll have a little time with her. And
oh yeah, she'll come rolling in.
And we have a wood burning fireplace now. I don't know. It just makes it feel a little more Christmassy to me. Having that fire.
Yeah, bringing that wood in doesn't feel like Christmas, but other than that, yeah.
Well, the good news is when the tornado tore the house up, we had plenty.
Yes, we did.
And a lot of the people,
cut those trees down. We've got stacks and stacks. I mean, we may not need wood for, 5-6 years. And I'm not real sure that's in my wheelhouse, but it got put in there pretty quick. It was the bringing of the firewood to the stack closer to the house. And all
I couldn't go up the hill and get it with a walker.
I know. Yeah, we should have done that back in June before you started all this knee stuff, and then maybe it would have helped. But oh well.
Well, baby, love you. Thank you for all that you did for the family for Thanksgiving. I know we're going to have a fun Christmas, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
We're going to watch some movies, and we're going to snuggle, and we're going to eat some good food and snuggle some more,
and make hot chocolate.
Yeah, and snuggle.
Oh, my. We sound like Elf.
Yeah, I know it. I know it. The main food groups. You have your corns, your candy corns.
If you start putting syrup on stuff instead of ketchup, your syrup is ketchup, I've decided. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, I hadn't tried syrup on some of that. It might be better than we think.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That's too sweet.
Good old Mrs. Buttersworth.
Yeah. Do they even call that syrup Mrs. Buttersworth? I don't even know.
I don't know. I that was my favorite, and then I'd follow up with Log Cabin if I couldn't find her.
Oh yeah, and I messed around and bought some kind of sugar-free syrup and brought it in here.
That's what a waste. I mean, it's just terrible.
I thought it was pretty good. It was a little runny, a little thin, but
it didn't look like syrup, and it didn't taste like syrup.
It did look like syrup.
It looked like something that melted and ran out of the dash in the car.
It tasted like
runny.
It
tasted like that.
It tasted like watery syrup, I guess is what it tasted like.
It was not good.
Anyway.
Look,
oh
I
well.
think if you're going to have
I tried.
syrup, go ahead and get syrup and be done with it. You know, we're learning more and more every day, like the sugar in soft drinks are actually better for you than this made up sugar that they've put in the laboratory. Real butter is better for you than all these margarines and, you know, all these things that take the place of butter. You know, a lot of that's come out now. You've seen all that, hadn't you?
No, yeah. I guess, well, everything in moderation, you know.
Yeah, moderation.
You gotta-
and, you know, just we know we're not going to live forever. And so take care of yourself and a little moderation, a little exercise, and, you know, pray it up and see what you get out of it. You know?
Hope for the best.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have some flat tires along the way. We've learned that. But we'll just keep jamming along.
Yep.
Well, honey, thank you for joining us here on the podcast, and we'll try to keep everybody updated. And I'm really excited about the great dressing ball experiment of 2026.
Are you now?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
Something to look forward to for 2026. The old dressing balls. I mean, we set that bar pretty high, folks.
Listen, if you don't think we don't hit the in-depth stories here on Bubba on the Lake, you are wrong, okay?
Oh, my gosh.
All right, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Thanks, Bet. Love you.
Love y'all.
We'll be back in just a minute on Bubba on the Lake.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We'll be right back.
Just got that new boat? Let Sunrise Docks protect your investment with Swift Shield boat covers, Neptune boat lifts, and easy ports for your personal watercraft. Plus, they have composite decking that stays cool, designed with your feet in mind. Sunrise Docks is always first in quality, first in service, and first in customer satisfaction. Right off Highway 63, your Lake Martin headquarters, with 2 barges and the most experienced boat lift crew on the lake. Sunrise Docks is your lake life expert. Call 256-392-5200.
At Central State Bank, we believe community banking is more than just transactions. It's about relationships. For over 100 years, we've been helping neighbors grow, businesses thrive, and dreams become reality. Because when you bank local, you invest in your community. Central State Bank, large enough to serve you, small enough to know you. Visit us today or learn more at centralstatebank.com. Member FDIC.
On the water or off, experience lake life to the fullest at Russell Lands on Lake Martin. If you love the outdoors, then Naturalist Marianne's classroom is where you need to be. She brings the outdoors to you at Russell Crossroads. Or you can see Lake Martin and thousands of acres of undisturbed forest taking a guided horseback trail ride through the stables. If you're here for a weekend or you've made your home at the lake, Russell Lands is where community and the land come together. To learn more about upcoming events, visit russelllands.com. Come see what lake life is all about.
You know one thing I love about Buffalo Wild Wings? You can get wings with any of their 26 sauces and dry rubs for takeout and delivery. That's like bringing an entire B-dubs home with you, which you can't do. I tried. I've knocked down so many walls, only to then be told to halt construction because I'm not zoned to be a sports bar. Kinda just looks like a big pergola or something because of the lack of walls. At least these 26 sauces and dry rubs are available to go. Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go sports bar.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed this podcast. I appreciate David Beaman being with us. I appreciate Betty taking a little time to talk with us. And we hope that you and your family had a great Thanksgiving and that you are planning a big Christmas. You know, if anything this past year has taught me to live in the present. You always can put off and say, hey, next year, and we're going to do this and going to do that, but you just never know. So live in the present. I hope that you can enjoy this Christmas season, enjoy the real meaning of this Christmas season, which will, if you get that in order, it seems like it makes all of your other relationships with your family and friends all that much more richer. So I'm hoping and praying that everyone can enjoy this for what it is and not get caught up in all the other activities around it of buying gifts and all that. And that's fun too. There's nothing wrong with that. But, the real reason for the season is a king came off his throne to become a baby and live among us and give us a path back. And I'll tell you, I'm glad he did it, because I don't know that many of us would have taken that on. So we really appreciate that, and it is something to be celebrated. Well, we are here in the Mellow Yellow studio. I want to remind everybody our website is bubbaonthelake.com. You can shoot me an email, bubba@bubbaonthelake.com, or as you heard at the beginning of the show, 308 Big Lake. Always enjoy those. One other thing, quick notice. I know we have all the championship football going on and being scheduled. If you want to get the very latest on that, you can check out our other podcast, the Tailgate Show. I do that with Hunter and Nathan Hall, and we have a lot of fun doing that podcast. And it's really getting down to the nitty-gritty now. We have the college football playoff going on, and a lot of bowl games going on. Speaking of that, our very own Jack State Gamecocks will be going to the Salute to Veterans Bowl in Montgomery, Alabama. It'll be down at the Crampton Bowl, playing our longtime rival Troy. Now, Troy and Jack State have quite a history. They used to be the Division II rivalry, kind of like Auburn, Alabama was. And it was a great rivalry. It was good, clean, healthy hate on both sides, and it was good for everybody. And then in 2001, as teams started moving up to other divisions, that rivalry went away. And we certainly at Jack State would like to see that resume. It was by far our biggest game of the year. It was our biggest ticket sale when we hosted, and I certainly would like to see a home and home with Troy resume, and this is a first step in that direction. So it's just good for our state. It's good for football, and those two schools need to be playing each other every year. So we hope that this will be the first step. But think about this. We've had 25 years, or 24 years, I guess, that people that don't know this rivalry, because you could be 24 years old and you've never seen Jack State and Troy play. So this is going to be a big deal. It will be December the 16th at 8 p.m. I'm not sure exactly what the TV coverage is on that bowl game, but we'll let you know. But Troy and Jack State will resume that rivalry, and that is definitely big news for our university and for the state and for football in general. So great time of year with all that going on, family things, and I hope you will take time to enjoy it. And as I said earlier, live in the present, and don't let the things that have to be done get in the way of the things that you want to do. And the enjoyment, hopefully, of the season and your family. And I'm trying to do that, too. I'm trying to reconnect with some folks that I haven't seen in a long time, and we're going to try to enjoy that to the max. So thank all of you for being a part of Bubba on the Lake. We thank you for supporting these sponsors that make this podcast possible. And as we like to say, being on the lake is a state of mind, not necessarily a location. So until we sail into port next time, God loves you, so do we. Hang loose, and we'll talk to you then.
You're listening to Bubba on the Lake.
Hit me bad.
A production of Intergalactic Pants and Tees.
All rights reserved.
Since 1965, Bice Motors has been Lake Martin area's home for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram sales and service. For 60 years, families have trusted Bice Motors in Alexander City for honest deals, friendly service, and the best selection around. Our team of certified technicians services most all makes and models. Plus, we've got a tire center, parts department, and a full collision center to keep you rolling. Bice Motors, your hometown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealer since 1965. In Alex City or online at bicemotors.com.
Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
On the water or off, experience lake life to the fullest at Russell Lands on Lake Martin. Want to know what's going on around Lake Martin? Check out the calendar of seasonal events that include Fridays on the Green, naturalist events, fireworks, concerts, poker runs, boat shows, juried art shows, boat parades, and much more. If you're here for the weekend or if you've made your home at the lake, Russell Lands is where community and the land come together. To learn more about upcoming events, visit russelllands.com. Come see what lake life is all about.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
I am so happy to announce that our family dentist, Dr. Thomas Dudney, has joined my podcast as a sponsor. My entire family have been patients of Dr. Dudney and his team for over 20 years. Now, I'm going to be telling you a lot more about all of his services and what he does, but I have to tell you, the veneers that he gave me changed my life. I had no idea how big an impact that would have. You can call him today at 205-663-6545 or visit them at thomasdudney.com and find out more.
This podcast is brought to you in part by Coke, Buffalo Wild Wings, Southern Immediate Care, Guaranteed Labels, Central State Bank, Sunrise Docks, Banker's Bounty, and Dr. Thomas Dudney.
Hey, it's